Quranic verses. So I'm a professional and qualified on that. And the man himself, really, he just wants to play that he is knowing about Islam, blah, blah, blah.
So then that means most Muslim scholars in the West that disagree with you are also misinterpreting Islamic verses?
You see, the question is, if he does not understand, he does not differentiate between rape and fornication. Fornication is agreement between two to go together and to have unlawful sexual acts. Raping is violations of somebody. It's mean life. That's different completely. Not the same, you see, as you said, rape, like it's fornications, like adulteries. Adulteries and fornications, agreement and consent between the two parties. That's completely different.
Okay.
But now we speak about rape, even we accept really to have any form of evidences, sound evidence, even one witness or even medical evidence is enough to put the person behind the bars. This one. The second, the issue of enslaving women.
What about the testimony of the woman? You need medical evidence that the testimony of the woman is not valid?
The woman, anybody could say I have been raped, but that needs medical evidence. Of course, at least some evidence. Otherwise, any woman, she will say I have been raped. Therefore, Islam is a complete way of life. We are not living in anarchy the way you live. You see, everybody doesn't know if his own children are his or the milkman children. In Islam, we will respect women, we respect man, and both of them are really, honor must be protected. Nothing called man superior over the woman. That's completely rubbish. In Islam,
we'll have to do another segment on women in Islam. I'd love to hear your perspective on women alone just in Islam. That's a 90-minute show on its own. Let's turn it to Noni for any final comments that you may have. Go ahead, take it away, Noni.
Yeah, I would like to comment on what Mr. Chaudhry said about that Sharia goes with human instincts. And I agree with him. It goes too far with human instincts. It didn't discipline humanity at all. It didn't set higher standards to your instincts. Unlike Christianity, which civilized people and made them above animals and demanded high conscious, high level of expectations from humanity. Islam allowed killing other people to take their property. And gave it a nice name, jihad. You know, it's so good. So it commanded its followers to kill. And that's an instinctive thing that we don't like in a civilized society. Another thing, Islam allowed enslavement of others who don't think like you. You see, we're all born by nature half good and half bad. And 50 and 50. And Christianity comes to promote the half civilized side of our being, to make us respect others as we respect ourselves, and not discriminate in any way or ask any taxes from other religions. And that's a sign of civilization. And I think when he said that Islam flows with human nature. There is a lot of aspects of human nature that I really don't like. For example, for men to marry 8 and 9-year-old girls, which is allowed under Sharia, I think this is very instinctive. I think many men naturally, they fantasize about young girls. And Islam gave them too much. Actually, it smothered men with so much fantasy. It made it legal. It made everything that's oppressing of women legal. Marrying up to 4 women. What kind of family is that? And he's proud that he says that women are given the right to inherit. Are you kidding? There is no community property in Islam between a man and his wife. And you know why? It's not because that women are being honored. Here, keep your property. It's because of polygamy, sir. Who in marriage, in the Christian marriage, it says holy, one man, one woman, merged in holy matrimony, to rise above their instincts, their animal instincts, and stay one flesh. That's in Christianity. In Islam, there is no, this concept of marriage does not exist. Under Sharia, there is no community property. Each side holds on their property and they don't want to give it to the other. And I don't think this is true marriage. Islam does not even understand the meaning of marriage, because the Christian marriage, one man, one woman, does not exist in Islam, does not exist under Sharia. A married woman is in Islam, and I'm quoting great philosophers in Islam, is considered a slave. She's a slave, and she has to accept 3 more women. Is this natural? This is the fantasy of Muhammad. He simply codified all the instincts, bad and good, into law. And you want to tell me I want to accept this law? This is the animalistic instinct of men codified into law. And you're telling me this is Allah's law?
Okay. Thank you, Noni.
How can I live in your Islamic state and be happy? No way. And all these Western women that you're seducing with your, in Europe, many of them convert only because they have a Muslim boyfriend. But you know that 3 out of 4 revert and leave Islam. So Islam is dying, sir. Islam is an unnatural, animalistic, brutal ideology. It's not a religion, sir. Okay. Muhammad is not a holy man.
Thank you, Noni. I have to cut you off because we're running out of time. Real quickly, Kamal, I'd like you to address Luke 19:27 because Anjem brought it up. And so I'm going to read it for you real quick because we're running out of time. And then you can clarify or confirm what Anjem is saying. It says, "But those enemies of mine who do not want me to be king over them, bring them here and kill them in front of me." Can you address that real quick? I know that we're running out of time.
Well, it described himself. He did not understand it because he's trying to understand it in a constipated understanding, and that is when Jesus come back about and after a judgment and what so have you. But nevertheless, the Holy Quran has 7 versions until Uthman bin Affan came out. Quran itself is not a clear book, and even they don't know which surah they came. They wrote them from smallest to the biggest. So this is, they're still trying to figure it. And as far as speaking Arabic, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawm Ad-Din, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, sirat alladhina an'amta alayhim, ghayra al-maghdubi alayhim wad-dallin, inna a'tainaka al-kawthar, fasalli rabbika wanhar, inna shani'aka huwal abtar, alam nashrah laka sadrak, wa wada'na anka dhikrak. How much Arabic you talk? You are just trying to lie, and this is the word that you kept saying, rubbish. And so this is exactly what I'm hearing. Nevertheless, DNA, according to Islamic Sharia law, it is forbidden. It is disallowed. How can you bring Sharia law when a woman is raped and said, this man has raped me? They could not do DNA. She have to provide 4 witnesses. If he bring 2 men, all he have to provide is 2 witnesses. And if she found wrong, she's stoned to death. And if he is, it is just right there. It's just right there. Let's talk about the Hami status. Okay. The Hami status in the Golden Age. There's a whole lot more I would love to debate you on this.
Yes, absolutely. This is what I'd like to propose if all parties agree. On November 2nd, the next broadcast date that would be live of this show, that we can just continue the discussion, continue the topic, the same topic of tonight. So, because I know that we ran out of time, I want to thank all 4 of our guests for being here. I know, Anjem, you're in Britain, it's really late, and in Lebanon, it's even later. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning. So I want to thank you for that. For those of you callers, I know we didn't even have time to take 1 call tonight, so I apologize. However, some of you callers, Christian callers, are angry at ABN for allowing us to even provide a dialogue for the Muslim side. And I just want to make a quick announcement before we end the show. We have to be able to provide dialogue with people of other faiths so that we can get to the truth. We cannot always have a one-sided, one-ended sort of attack towards another religion. And so really we have to be aware of Islam and what it teaches and things like that, because this is what this new channel is going to be about. And if we can't even have a dialogue with two people of different faith, then how do we expect, or what do we expect the West to look like when Islam comes to the West? And so we just want to appreciate your phone calls for coming in. Again, all 4 speakers, excellent job this evening. We will hopefully see you back here November 2nd. Our website is abnsat.com. This show will be uploaded within 24 hours to the website. Until then, we hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in to Jihad Exposed on ABN.